Earlier in the afternoon, the early kick-off, 12:30, Celtic, a 4-2 win against Ross County. They were 3 up and then they were 4-1 up, with County scoring the last kick of the ball. Brendan Rodgers summarised the game.
I think the result was a good result. I thought Ross County started very well. We were slow to start, and I thought we had some really good moments with the ball. We need to be much better against the ball. We conceded 2 goals where we have to be better, and some other sort of half chances, especially in the first half. But I think it's what you expect a little bit. It's never going to be perfect in the first game, but what's important is to win. And when we played well, we showed some great moments with the ball. So, but collectively we'll get better.
Just exactly what you said a moment or two ago, both of you. That was him on Sky afterwards.
Yeah,
and he spoke about
But there speaks a manager that's experienced and knows what it takes, because he's been round the course before, and he's delivered trophies, he's delivered success at various clubs. And then again, you can see, we'll talk about mixing it up a wee bit. So there he's gone. So many would sort of say like Kyogo's as close to a kind of finished article you're going to get. Then he's introduced something new to Kyogo's game. So look at the way, just for that wee split second, the second half, he drops deep, spins, he's got the runner beyond. So there's things you can see that they've worked on. There's been a plan. That doesn't happen by accident. Yeah, of course, there's that intelligence out on the pitch. But that's something that Brendan Rodgers has worked on. That's something that was said about Brendan Rodgers before. He'll make Kyogo better. You can see Turnbull get a new, at least if we say Celtic, nowhere near the finished article, and Brendan Rodgers will admit that. The Celtic supporters will admit it. But there's a calmness there with that Celtic manager, because he knows the score. They'll not be flustered. I've told the players we'll take a wee while to get up to speed. And the good thing that Ange Postecoglou had last summer as well, which is a big benefit over Rangers, is the fact that Celtic can go week to week, Paul. Get 4 or 5 good sessions under their belt, particularly when a new manager get into his way of thinking, the way he wants to play. Whereas Rangers have got unbelievable stress on them for the next few weeks because of what's on their shoulders in terms of European football.
I know there's one game gone. Top scorer is David Turnbull, isn't he? He's 2 goals at the weekend. Here's the manager.
Yeah, he took his goals well. He's very efficient, David. Obviously the penalty was very cool, and he gets in at the back post and finishes from a great cross from Matt O'Reilly. Should have had another one. Makes a really good run into the box. So I think that's Dave's game. He's very good on the ball. His timing is very good, and he can finish. So pleased for him.
Barry was smiling a bit. I know somebody said the other day he doesn't smile enough, David Turnbull, but Brendan Rodgers is doing a lot for his career.
There's no doubting David Turnbull's got real good qualities. I've always says it. He just couldn't break into that area of the pitch for Celtic, and that was probably their biggest strength, was the centre of the park. But he's got an opportunity, and I'm sure he's desperate to grab it with both hands. Because one thing about him is he can create, but also, as he showed on Saturday, he can score goals, and that's a major plus for a central midfielder.
What do you make of Matt O'Reilly's comments? So he's interviewed the two of them, as you know, on Sky, David Turnbull and Matt O'Reilly. And Matt O'Reilly then comes in and says, yeah, I know it was tough for him last season, trained so well, such a good player. It was kind of a criticism, maybe some are saying, about last season, but more importantly, he's obviously backing his colleague.
Yeah, I mean, the manager has shown great belief in David Turnbull. I mean, they're obviously different kind of players, but he's decided to go with Turnbull instead of Hatate. Many would argue Hatate's Celtic's best player. So there's just a wee indication from Brendan Rodgers. Now I would expect Hatate to come into the team at Pittodrie next weekend with either O'Reilly or Turnbull dropping out, but I might be wrong, because Brendan is a very adventurous coach, and he might think, no, most of the games I'm going to go with more getting up closer to Kyogo. Who knows? But what it is it's given David Turnbull a new lease of life, and it's now up to him to keep that going. And as I said before, Paul, you've got to show unbelievable consistency to play every week for Celtic or Rangers. You've got to, otherwise you'll not be in the team. So David Turnbull knows what's required. He's not a rookie, he's not just arrived this season. He's been there for 3 years now, so he knows the level, and he's got a manager that believes in him and wants him to do well. And David Turnbull can look back, and Brendan Rodgers, I'm sure, has had conversations to say, without blowing more on trumpet, David, look at what I did for Tom Rodgers. Look at what I did eventually for Ryan Christie. All these kind of players. James Forrest. So go on, I can make that happen for you. If you're going to have the work ethic and the desire, I can go and make you a star in this team.
Barry, were you surprised that Hatate didn't play?
Yeah, because Mark's just mentioned there, he's one of Celtic's best players. He had a brilliant, let's be honest, he had a brilliant season last year, no doubt about it. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe, listen, sometimes the manager feels that sometimes you need to select somebody different. But I'm sure next week, when you're going up to a place like Pittodrie, where I'm sure Barry Robson will have them fired up. I'm sure a player like Hitati would come in and start the game.